Good morning, good morning, good morning. Give me 1 second. Let me get myself together. Happy Halloween. I have some good info for you all. Let me know if you can hear me and see me and my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Before I start, please drop in the comments and let me know that you can hear me, and see my screen share. Good morning, morning. I got a hard 15 minutes for y'all today because I have another appointment to get to at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it because I want to be able to answer any questions that you all have about these target letters that's coming in the mail, whether it's for the PPP loan, filing fraudulent tax returns, the ERC, the EIDL, the sickness is all that fraud stuff dealing with COVID. Let me turn this TV off. I hope it don't turn my screen off. Okay. Good morning. Okay, good. You can hear me. All right. Happy Halloween. Before I get started, I still want you all to continue praying for our federal government. This shutdown is still in place. SNAP benefits will not work after today. So starting November 1st, there will be no SNAP benefits. And it's so sad that we are here. But I'm not on here today to talk about the government shutdown. I want to talk about target letters that clients, well, not clients yet, but target letters that taxpayers and tax professionals have been receiving in the mail from the government. So before I start, I do want to go over the target letter. I'm going to give you, let me see, I'm going to pull up an example of a target letter and we'll go through the letter. And I will break down what the letter means. And I'll tell you that the charges that I've been seeing dealing with COVID, PPP loan, and all that good stuff. So this is a copy of a real target letter. I have it redacted, of course, client confidentiality. But this is a real target letter. Let me know if you can see this letter. Drop me a yes. Let me know you can see the letter before I start going over it. Okay, perfect. All right. So, a target letter is basically it's a form of notice from the Department of Justice telling you that you are a target of a federal investigation. It's not saying that you're a witness. It's not saying that you're a subject. If you get a target letter, they got something on you, and it's something good that they can use. So this is a copy of a target letter. You'll have the name and address. I have all of that redacted for client confidentiality, but the reason it'll normally list the charges here. So for this target letter, the charges are investigation of violations of 18 USC section 371 and 26 section USC section 72062. These are the only charges that this particular client have, but I do want to go over other charges that I've been seeing after we go through this letter. So the letter, this letter is to advise you that you are a target of a federal investigation being conducted by the United States Attorney's Office into possible criminal tax offenses. Specifically, and it'll list the charges, assisting in the preparation of false tax returns, and conspiracy to defraud the United States in violation of 26 USC section 72062 and 18 USC section 371, respectively. Right here, I have highlighted being identified as a target of a criminal investigation means that one, federal agents are investigating your actions and your statements. Two, there is a substantial evidence linking to you to the commission of a crime. Three, there is a likelihood that federal criminal charges will be filed against you. The penalties associated with federal offenses are strict. Down here, it also tells you by this letter, and I am inviting you, and you as in whoever received this letter, the Department of Justice is inviting you to meet and talk with federal agents regarding your involvement in the suspected violations. Read this, what I have highlighted. You have a right under the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution not to say anything to federal agents. You also have the right to have an attorney attend any such meetings. I'm going to go over all this in a minute, what it means. There is a procedure by which the federal court may appoint an attorney for you even before criminals are filed if you qualify for a court-appointed counsel. If you would like to have an attorney appointed, you must sign the enclosed request for appointment of an attorney and complete the enclosed financial affidavit and return it immediately. The line that I have redacted is information of the person and the mailing address. If you want a court-appointed attorney, they'll give you the information where you need to mail this second form down here. So the second page is just a request for appointment of an attorney, and it provides information. But I do not recommend you getting a court-appointed attorney. That's kind of like going to trial for a murderer for a person that murdered someone. Excuse me, and getting a public defender. I don't recommend that. And I'll tell you why. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts, what a target letter is. And give me 1 second, because I also want to go over these charges. And I'm going to blow this up and pull up my notes. Make sure I don't forget anything. All right. So as I was stating, the letter that I just read to you, that was a target letter. It's a real target letter. And it means that it's a formal notice from the Department of Justice telling you that you are a target of a federal investigation. And all that means is that the government believes that they have enough evidence on you to connect you to a possible federal crime. The good thing about a target letter, and I know it's scary, but the good thing about a target letter is it kind of gives you an advance notice from the government saying, hey, you're under investigation and I got some shit on you and you might need to consider getting an attorney. What you don't need to do is contact the federal agents and try to talk to them by yourself. I don't care if you are guilty or innocent. I don't care what you did or didn't do. Do not call them people and talk to them without an attorney. Okay. So the target letter comes from the U.S. Attorney's Office. And like I said, it's basically saying, we think you did something illegal, get counsel. There are 3 levels of a federal investigation. You can be a witness. Now, if you get a letter in the mail saying that you're a witness, normally you're not in trouble if you are identified as a witness, but they kind of want you to snitch, or they believe that you have some information on the case that they are working on. So witnesses can turn into snitches. Okay. Um, if you receive a letter saying that you are a subject means that you are a part of the story, but they haven't decided if you broke the law. So they want to talk to you, and depending on what you tell them, you might become a target. I've already talked about what the target is, so I don't need to go over what the target is. So if you receive a target letter, then you are in level 3. You got to take that seriously. It's not time to wonder. It's not time to pray it away, because trust me, it's not going anywhere. Even after you are indicted, it's not going anywhere. You can't go on the run. So you got to face it. Um, People always ask, how do I become a target? Well, we all know people can become a target because of legal term is a whistleblower or a cooperating witness. Street slang, a snitch. So somebody can talk to the federal government and give them your name. They give them your name to the investigators, and you can become a target based off of what that person says. Um, you can also become a target by a referral from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division. So a special agent can complete a report, and they can send you for referral for criminal investigation. So you could come to a target by a referral as well. Bank reports. I spoke with a former IRS criminal investigator, and he shared with me how he used to get his cases, because sometimes criminal investigators have to go out and find their own cases. One thing that he shared with me, that they can get reports from like the PPP loan, the EIDL, the ERC, payroll tax. You can become a target from reports. Um, so be mindful when you are submitting information for those COVID scams. You can become a target from those applications and from those reports. Another reason you can become a target is digital paper trails. If you have ever done business with me before in any type of capacity, you know I don't do the Cash App and all that other stuff, because if you start making transfers in high dollar amounts, that can be a red flag. So if you ever do business with me and your form of payment for me is Cash App, go find get somebody else to do it. I ain't doing it. No, I don't even have Cash App. I will use Zelle, but all those other third party, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing nothing wrong, but I don't want to even have to go through anything to prove my innocence. So I don't do it. So let's go over. Let me see if I got any questions first, because I want to go over these charges that you see on my screen, because these are the charges. If you or anyone you know are involved with the PPP loan, or any of those COVID relief programs that were in place and they were highly abused, these are the charges that you are going to see. But before I start going over that, I want to make sure I don't have any questions, because I only have a few minutes left. Does anyone have any questions about the target letter or any of the information that I just went over? And somebody is trying to see somebody trying to charge my account for $999 for an iPhone. I don't know who this is. They got the wrong number. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I will go over some of the charges that you'll see, or that people face when they are being targeted for these COVID relief programs. So, conspiracy. Conspiracy is, it can lead. Listen, Conspiracy is serious. Conspiracy, you can get up to a $250,000 fine, and up to 5 years in prison. So if you see 18 USC section 371 and the offense is conspiracy, I want you to know what you are facing when you have a conspiracy charge. Wire fraud and conspiracy is another charge that we've been seeing. You can get up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Let me break down some of these charges because I want y'all to know what they mean and how you can get the charge. So wire fraud. Wire fraud is the use of internet, email, phone, social media. Y'all, please stay off social media. To carry out a plan to deceive or steal money from the federal government, especially. You're gonna get wire fraud and conspiracy. It can lead up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Aggravated ID theft. Aggravated ID theft. ID means identity. Aggravated identity theft means that you are using someone else's personal or business information, like somebody's social security number or their EIN number if it's business related, to commit a crime. So what we've been seeing when we're meeting with the Department of Justice is people are paying people to get either an EFIN or create businesses to get the PPP loan, and either they're using it unlawful or the person that got the numbers for them has turned on them and told the Department of Justice or the government that they did not give that person the permission to use their numbers. So that's how you can get aggravated ID theft, identity theft. Money laundering, everyone knows what money laundering is, but they don't know how serious it is. Money laundering can get you up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Money laundering is when you take money that was illegally obtained and kind of move it around to make it look legitimate. And I'll give you a prime example. Let's say that somebody is they deal drugs, or they have a gambling house, or just doing anything illegal, and they take that money and they try to wash it into something legal, for something like a casino, or what's another cash money business? A laundromat. A lot of people, the IRS caught on way back with laundromats. If you have a cash-based business, such as a laundromat, they look into those for money laundering. A child care. I don't know if you all are fans of Ghost. Everybody like Ghost and Tommy. Ghost and Tommy did a lot of money laundering. Ozark. If you ever watched Ozark, that if you don't understand what money laundering is, go and watch Ozark. Thank me later. Another charge we've been seeing is fraud and false statements. Fraud and false statements is when you lie on a tax document, such as the PPP loan. Even if you had a legitimate business, where the government is getting people on the PPP loan is they are putting that they had a certain amount of employees. That's for the ERC. And the PPP loan, they are putting that they made over $100,000, because that was the only way that you could get a certain amount of money is if you put that you grossed a certain amount in business income. But when you filed your taxes, that's not what you reported on your taxes. So the IRS is saying, okay, when you filed your taxes, you either didn't list this business as a business on your tax return, or you told us that you only made $15,000. But on this PPP loan application, you put that you made $100,000. So either way it go, you lying. So that's what the the fraud and false statement is. What's another charge? Tax evasion. Tax evasion is when you are intentionally hiding income, you're falsifying deductions on your tax return, or you're moving money around to avoid paying taxes. A good example of that is if you gross $250,000 in business revenue, but again, when you file your taxes, you don't put the full amount that you made on your tax return, and you're doing that to avoid paying taxes to the government. So that is what tax evasion is. I think that aiding, assisting, and advising. So, aiding, assisting, and advising in the preparation or presentation of matters pertaining to the Internal Revenue Code is if you are PPP loan. And I'm going to keep going back to that because it's so popular and a lot of people were doing it. Even if you didn't complete the application for the PPP loan, if you were the one that were teaching people how to do the fraudulent PPP loan, or if you helped or assisted someone in preparing and submitting a fraudulent PPP loan or a tax return, that is aiding, assisting, or advising, and that can get you up to 3 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. So all of those charges are the charges that we have been seeing. So if you receive a target letter, now you know what to do. Let me tell you what not to do. And I made a list so I wouldn't forget. So the first thing you need to do is contact a qualified a qualified tax or criminal defense attorney immediately. Do not call on people by yourself and try to talk to them. I don't care if you are innocent and you know you're innocent and you haven't done anything, you don't have anything to hide. The government has a way of switching your words and using what you say against you. So contact a qualified attorney. Gather all your paperwork. We're going to need your tax returns, your loan documents, your emails, your bank statements, anything that we think the government has and it will use against you. We'll do a consultation with you, me and my tax attorney, Josie, and we'll kind of give you the breakdown of everything that we need. Stay calm. That's another do. Stay calm. A target letter, it isn't an arrest. Think of it as a warning and a chance for you to get your shit together and in order and to get an attorney. What you should not be doing. Number one, don't try to explain yourself to the investigators. Like I said, you can make things worse. So don't try that. Number two, don't post or talk to anybody about your situation, especially online. Don't talk to nobody. Lastly, don't ignore it and hope it goes away. Somebody actually told me that. She was like, I was praying that it would go away. I got the letter, and after I got the letter, I didn't hear anything else from them. So I thought they wasn't worried about it anymore. No, you know what they're doing? They're still investigating you. So if you get a target letter, you get indicted, anything, yeah, you probably won't hear from them for months. It could be 8 months from when you receive that notice or that letter. You are still under investigation. Trust me. And that's a bad way to live. Who wants to live like that? But unfortunately, that's what happens when you're under investigation, even after you're indicted. It takes a while, even before you are indicted. When you receive your target letter and you retain Josie at the Walson firm, I am her criminal and tax investigator. What we're going to do is we are going to go and meet with the Department of Justice to find out what they have on you. Do not call them. Please don't call them. Don't think it's going to go away. After we meet with them and you decide, I didn't do it. All this shit that they saying that I did, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That was XYZ. It could be 8, 9, 12 months later that we don't hear anything. please know that you are still under investigation. So everything you post online, on social media, anything that you say, it can be used against you. Bottom line, because I gotta go. I have an appointment. If you or your client got the hookup on any of those COVID relief programs and the DOJ is calling you, don't fret, don't be fearful. What you need to do is contact an attorney. Get help, move smarter, and remember, you can't fix what you don't face. Okay. I don't see any questions. I will check back after my appointment to see if I have any questions that I overlooked or that I didn't have a chance to answer. I don't see any questions anywhere. I'll try to check back in before I end my day today. You all have an amazing day. Remember the do's and don'ts. Now that you know what a target letter is and what you should be doing and what you should not do, take heed. All right. Peace. Happy Halloween. Happy Friday. Have an amazing weekend. See you all soon.